Hello. Welcome to The Echoes. I'm Emily Andrew, and I guess I should start off with who I am. So I work as an Advanced EFT Tapping Practitioner, Matrix Reimprinting and Eating Disorders Practitioner. And I have a deep passion for helping individuals overcome their limiting beliefs and achieve profound transformation through mind-body healing. But that doesn't really answer who I am, does it? I'm a mum, a wife, a stepmom. I have a cat and a dog. But does that even answer who I am? I am someone who has at times been kicked in the face by life, repeatedly, with those steel cap boot things. But I'm still here, and I still believe in the magic of the world, as weird as that might sound. I'm someone who's always seeking to understand and develop, even when I don't want to. I feel deeply. I love music, singing, sarcasm, and laughter. I love meeting people and getting to know them, which is a huge reason why I feel called to podcast again. Sadly, I'm not very glamorous. So if you are watching this podcast, please don't expect some big production. This is me solo. And if I have got makeup on, then I've put some effort in. I'm awful at being reserved or mysterious, and I'm terribly impatient, which I am working on. Years ago, if skeptics had an association, I would probably have been the chair. Despite always having a deep love for nature, the sky and the stars, I was deeply disconnected. I always loved the stars, and I even self-published a book called Stardust, which documents my life and all of the kind of issues that I've gone through. But I was so far removed from any kind of spirituality. And now I like to take show me the research, show me the evidence. But also I believe that the energy of the universe and the potential of the universe is way beyond our comprehension. I guess what I'm saying is that I believe that in order to understand ourselves better, we need to be curious and open to new possibilities beyond our current thinking. I believe that being able to tell our stories and share the things that we've learned from experiences we've had are highly important. Over the course of this podcast, I will be sharing a few of my own personal lessons, and some of them are pretty kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck, fantastic. Hopefully you get the Friends reference there. I'll also be inviting on some incredible people to share their own journeys and look at the stuff behind it all, which I believe are the beliefs. See, for me, what we believe is of huge importance. The stories we've been told, the lies that we've told ourselves, they shape the way in which we see the world around us and determine how we interact and what we do. They imprint on us energetically. And part of the reason for this podcast name is because in EFT, and more specifically Matrix Reimprinting, we work with echoes. Echoes are like subconscious parts of us that are frozen in time. The idea is that every time we experience a trauma, or we have a moment in our lives where we've made a decision or create a belief about ourselves or the world around us, an echo is created. These echoes are there, usually to help try and protect us, to hold the emotions or the frequency or the feeling of that moment, but they don't really know what's helpful and what's not. So we could create an echo that believes I'm not good enough. And this might be because we were really, really told off, or perhaps we failed to get into a certain school or pass a test. And for a time, that echo could actually spur us on to be better. So we might work really hard, we might try and achieve, we might go over and above. But eventually it ends up being the thing that sabotages our success. We might start to hide away from opportunities and experiences because we believe that we aren't good enough for them. Or even if you are like me, you might start to self-medicate with alcohol or food or exercise just to try and escape this feeling of I'm not good enough, which just drains and depresses us. We're living our life with all this information from the past. And that means we're living in the present, but looking at it through the eyes of the past. The stories that we tell ourselves are the ones that were introduced to us, like a way of thinking by parents or guardians. They're all using information that's been passed down. And that information may be outdated. It might not always be helpful for us now. And it is possible to look at reshaping and rewiring our future, to see things from a different point of view, to see things either from new eyes or someone else's eyes. But how do we move past this? How do we rewrite a story? So for me, beliefs are the beginning. Beliefs define our thoughts. Our thoughts determine our feelings dictate our actions, and our actions become habit. The things that we repeatedly do become the things that we are. And if you find yourself in a habit that you don't like, then we need to go right back to the belief, right back to the echo that began it all. The echo that began the theme of echoes. And it's not about suppressing or trying to overcome it. It's not just about positive affirmations or, sprinkling glitter on a turd. It's about working with it and being curious and compassionate with ourselves. And so many people who've been through negative life experiences and have come out of the other side have often had to navigate and recalibrate their entire belief systems. And we don't just do this once. Sometimes it feels like we do it over and over again. Because standing up and believing that you are good enough in this world is a really hard job. But my hope through this podcast and through the work that I do is that everybody is given the tools that they need in order to do that very thing. So by sharing stories of transformation, uncovering the tools that are out there and guiding you with the things that I know and asking experts to talk about the things that I don't, I hope that you find what you're looking for in the echoes of this podcast. So, if you have enjoyed this mini introduction, and if you have been watching, you will notice just how much I talk with my hands. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have been thinking of someone during this that you feel would really enjoy this podcast or this kind of content, please do me the biggest favor and tell them about it. Share it with them. Because the ripple effects of actions like this are endless. And I'm so grateful for everyone who has listened in and allowed me to briefly touch on just some of the ideas behind this podcast. If you have any thoughts or insights, feel free to head over to Instagram and send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking. You can find me at We Are Mind Body. And I can't wait to come back and share with you even more.